What's up, everyone? Frenzy here. I just wanted to make a quick video about all of this Twitter stuff that's been going on recently to do with prize payouts and Smash and like upping the venue fee and the entry fee and all of that. Obviously, I'm only a high level player, so I can't give the whole like TO side of this. You know, I haven't run a major. I've run my little 5-man weekly in Bristol, and that's it. So I'm just going to be giving this from the perspective of like, you know, someone who's trying to quote unquote make it in Smash. Um, Before you watch this, you know, go watch Aiden's stream if you haven't already. I think he makes a load of really key points about this and debunks a lot of the sort of like classic opinions people have on this. And I don't want to be like reiterating him. But the general trend of it was just that raising fees is fine, but it doesn't really solve the overarching issue that Smash has at the moment. I think what we need to be focusing on is making the game more sustainable for two of the most important people in the community so far, which is TOs and the high-level players that are trying to break into that top. The reason I say this is, you know, the Mangos and the Leffens of the world are already doing fine. They have big streams, they have Tier 1 orgs, sponsorships, you know. They go to every event anyway. They can go to whatever they want. They literally choose to not go to majors because they're not making enough money from it. Like, you know, it's the people that are breaking into that like top 16, you know, getting low end of top 8. They need more support in continuing to go to these events. So I'll go over the TO a bit quickly just because, you know, I have less to say about that. I think TOs definitely require more support in entry fees, especially the local size tournaments, you know, thinking like 10 to maybe like 100 people. Like, I think we should be raising the fees to whatever is relevant for your, you know, where you live, cost of living, etc. In the UK, it's usually like £5 or £10 for entry. I'd be very happy to increase its entry to 15. And what we've been doing recently is having an optional thing where you can donate to the TOs or the streamer to help them out. And I think that's a really cool initiative. So yeah, I think the way we do this in helping the sort of like this 50 to 10, Aiden refers to this as the Zamus of the world. I think that's pretty mean, but I think it's it's a good way to describe it. You know, there's people that go to every major, they do pretty well, they have quite a few fans, but they're still, you know, struggling to get to these events. They're making a loss almost certainly, and you know, it's hard to get those big sponsorships to really make it work. I think we need more money from viewership and not attendees, you know. Ada made the point that like raising the venue fee by $5, like that doesn't, or the bracket fee, sorry, that doesn't really do much, honestly. Like, you know, HBox would have made $1,200 instead of $800. You know, whoever got 7th would have made $100 instead of $50. Like, it definitely helps for sure, but it's not, you know, gonna fix the root cause. It's like putting a plaster over it or a band-aid for for you other Americans. But yeah, it's like, I don't think that's the way. I think we need to lean into the viewership more. Melee has become a spectator game, so I think we need to really like prioritize on that. Somebody mentioned Matcherino, which I think is a really cool thing that's used a lot in the FGC. There's also the idea of having sort of like pay-per-view, like they have with other big sporting events. Again, I don't know all the answers to this. I just want to throw out ideas, and I think this is where we need to be sort of putting our priorities. The other thing I think would help a lot is more invitational style events. I really think SCL was like a great thing when we had it in the pandemic. There's so many people that would just like tune in every week and watch this, and it had like strong viewership. You know, you got all of the good players, and it had the right balance of like fan favorite familiar faces and also new players trying to break into that. Like, remember Azul beating HBox? Like, a lot of people wouldn't have known Azul if he hadn't been given that opportunity. And I think those style of events are way more sustainable. You know, you don't need as many TOs running around running like a 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 person major. You don't need as big a venue. You know, you can do it online a lot easier as well. And this doesn't mean not to have any open brackets and, you know, all the top players just hide in their little invitational. No, I just think it should be a mix of both. And you can use those open brackets to sort of qualify into those invitational events. This is what the RLCS does, Rocket League, and I'm sure there's other events that do this as well that I'm not aware of. And, you know, we'd still have our big houses, our Genesises or whatever, that, you know, people get really hyped for. We've got 100k viewers, you know, whatever. That's all great. But we can't just have that if we want to support these people that are flying across the country, internationally, even for like, people like me, Pipsqueak, etc., to, get, like, we can't just rely on getting fifth and hoping there's some massive prize pool from attendance. Like, that's just not sustainable for us. I think we need a completely different system for these bigger tournaments. That said, I don't think the small grassroots events need to change at all. I'm still going to travel to my Wales Weekly that's an hour away, and I'll get like $5 for winning. Like, I'm still going to go. It doesn't affect me because I want to go and I want to see the people there. And I want to support my scene and make sure it doesn't die. But if that's how it is for bigger events as well, like, there's no way that sort of the people in my position or even TOs can keep doing this sustainably. Like, we've definitely had a big shift in TOs recently, at least in the UK, because people just, like, don't want to do it anymore because there just isn't the love for it that there once was. So I really think we're at a tipping point with the game. I'm not sure exactly where we need to go, but I definitely think more invitational style events and looking for money and revenue from the viewership rather than the attendees that are already going to everything, already paying out hundreds of dollars for hotels, already, taking flights across countries internationally, etc. It's the Twitch monsters that are making up the 100k views that we want to be looking for to help out these two groups of people, not, the attendees that are already putting in everything they have. Thanks everyone for watching, and I hope you vote me into Smash Summit 13. It would mean a lot to me as a poor Brit that's making £5 each week at Wales Weeklies.